Hello, viola players. We will be working on Perpetual Motion today. Please have your music out and please also have a pencil because we're going to start by dividing this very long and kind of scary looking, not gonna lie, song into sections. So right at the very beginning, over measure 1, put a capital A and then just put a circle around it. We're going to call measures 1, 2, 3, and 4 section A. Alright, now count to measure 5. And over measure 5, put a big capital letter B. Put a circle around that. Measures 5, 6, 7, and 8 will be section B. And then, you guessed it, section 9 is going to, or measure 9 rather, is going to be section C. And 9, 10, 11, and 12 will be section C. And then after measure 12, over measure 13, you can put an A again because the last 4 measures are the same as the first 4. Okay, so again, you just double check to make sure you did it right. Over the first measure, you're going to put an A. The A section is measures 1, 2, 3, and 4. Over measure 5 is a B. The B section is measures 5, 6, 7, and 8. And over measure 9, you have a C. Section C is 9, 10, 11, and 12. And over measure 13, you'll have another A. And the last 4 measures are going to be section A again. All right, now that you have that all marked, let's get started. We're going to start with section A. I'll play it through and then break some stuff down. Something you'll notice about the rhythm is that every single note is an 8th note. So, you may think that that means you need to play fast, but you don't. As long as every single note is the same speed, what you're doing is correct. We can always speed it up later, but for now, just try to make every note exactly the same speed, nice and fluent. So here's the A section, and you'll see right now I'm going to choose a pretty slow speed because we're just starting out. So here's section A. Ready? And... Okay, over measure 2 and measure 4, you'll see that there are some 4th fingers marked. When they mark a 4th finger, that's going to be your 4th finger on the D string, which will make the same pitch as your open A. When those 4 fingers are marked, please do them. If you haven't yet done your 4th fingers, you can go back and check out the lightly row with 4th fingers video because that'll show you how to do that and practice that before you try to put it in a song as difficult as this. So let's start with that 4th finger, right at measure 2. Alright, so we go from an F sharp, G, A, notice my wrist is straight so I can hit that 4th finger, and then back to the F sharp. Let's practice that. Those are the first 4 notes of measure 2. We'll do them slowly 3 times. So here's the first time. Ready, go. And let's do that 2 more times. If you need to go slower, that's fine. Pause it, work it out, and then come back. Ready, go. Alright, here's the 3rd time. Ready, go. Alright, now I'm going to put that together with measure 1. Here's measures 1 and 2. Ready, go. Notice there's a 0 over the last few notes of measure 2, so that one you have permission to use your open A. And just make sure when you're going up to that 4th finger, sometimes your 3rd finger is going to want to creep along. So make sure it stays right next to your second finger, that G, that F sharp and G should be touching like there's a magnet in between the two of them. So now I'm going to do a slow playthrough of the whole A section, and everybody learns at different speeds. I'm going to do a slower speed, but you can either slow it down on the video, or you could speed it up once you get more comfortable. And the first 4 measures of section A, the first 4 measures, which are section A, might be a good goal for you just for this week. Try to get that section fluent before moving on. So here is the entire A section again. Ready, go. So that is the A section. Let's move on to the B section. I'll play that one through for you. Same slow speed. Here I go. About the B section is that there are no 4th fingers. The second measure of the B section, which is measure 6, has a crossover to your D string. So we want to make sure that our hand position is correct so that when we cross over to our D string, our 3rd finger G is in tune. So let's practice the first 4 notes of measure 6, which is the second measure of the B section. Ready? Go. Okay, make sure your G matches mine. Check my wrist. I'm going to do that again, and this time watch me instead of play along so you can see my wrist and elbow position. So my elbow's underneath the instrument for the A string, and it might come around just slightly when I go to the D so that my finger swings right onto that tape. So just watch me do that once. Okay, let's try that together. Ready, go. Okay, one more time to practice that hand position. Ready, go. All right, now let's do a slow playthrough of the B section just to check your notes and to check your intonation with me. Make sure that you're starting with a nice hand position to start. Your 2nd and 3rd finger are touching on your A string, and your elbows underneath your instrument. Here's the B section. Ready, go. The A section, the only thing that's different between the first 2 and last 2 measures of the B section are the very last notes. And now we'll move on to section C. And again, just like how section A might be a couple days or a week project for you, same with section B. practice that section until it's fluent, but in the video, just for the sake of the video, so you don't have to click around to a million different videos for perpetual motion, I'm going to move on to C. It's got another, the four fingers are back. So I'll play through that for you. Starts on an F sharp. Here's that fourth finger. Okay, so let's start right with that fourth finger. This is the second measure of C. And we're going from our fourth finger to our second finger. So a skip involving four fingers is always tricky. Make sure that your hand position is doing you all the favors it can. You have a nice straight wrist, your elbow is swung around. And let's just do the first three notes so we can check and make sure that our G is in tune. So we're gonna go A with fourth finger, F sharp, G. Ready, go. Let's do that again. My third finger could have been better. Ready, go. Let's do that one more time. Ready, go. Okay, now let's do that whole measure. And when we go over to our A string, something that I see that is a little strange is that your hand position, I've seen this, that the wrist starts to get a little funky when you go over to the A string. So remember to keep that wrist straight, and then we'll check and see if your last two notes, your C sharp and D, are really in tune. Make sure that they're touching, like there's a magnet between the two of those fingers. Here is the second measure of C. Ready, go. I'm gonna start with a better fourth finger than that. Ready, go. All right, so you can hear that ring at the end. So that means that I have played my D in tune. Let's try again. Second measure of C. Ready, go. Okay, and let's try all of section C. So the first two measures and the last two measures of C are exactly the same. So you get two chances to do it. Ready, go. And then after that, we're back to the A section. So learn each section individually, fluently, and then start to string them together before you try to speed it up. Good luck.